Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. This is the NS9 postgame show powered by Permane Brothers, and I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Neil. What's up, Neil?
I've had better days, DiNardo. I've had better days.
Did that intro happen?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. What's up, Neil?
Yeah, how's it going?
It's not. It's going about as good as you see right now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. What a bad day. What a bad game. I mean, it was bad from the start. And then it got worse. I'll say this. I feel like this is like the perfect encapsulation of the Pirates as a whole in terms of why these extended winning streaks don't happen here. Everything. You had an offense that clawed back and kept you in the game. You had a struggling rookie, and ultimately the real culprit, the bullpen, threw everything away. We played all the classics tonight, and it was not a fun show.
There is not one damn righty in that bullpen that's worth anything to trust. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, we've been saying it time and time again. It just keeps being exposed. I mean, Gregory Soto is legit. He is legit. He's a lefty. Your next best pitcher that's performing wise, right, is another lefty in Evan Sisk, who you can still question, do you really trust him or not? And then it's Mason Montgomery, another lefty. Like, that's basically it. Wilbur Tell's up here now, so maybe him in some sense, but like, this bullpen, as far as righties go, is just completely bad. I don't care. There's so many people talking about Don Kelly and his decisions and how do you put the two worst pitchers in this sixth inning. Guys, every pitcher they put in is the worst pitcher. When your bullpen's filled with the worst pitcher, all you have is the worst pitcher to put in.
DiNardo, you are music to my ears. It turns out that when you employ bad baseball players and the manager has to use them, that the bad players play badly. Like, that's just how it works. Like, I'm not surprised that Yohan Ramirez had a bad game or that Justin Lawrence had a bad game because it's the same stuff every day. Like, you can't just go to Mason Montgomery or Gregory Soto every time it's a close game. They had 4 innings to get through. And you can't just...
I want to interject here real quick because, right, you can't go to Soto and Montgomery. Even if you did, you still have 2 more innings. Who's coming in those 2 innings? If he puts him in the 6th inning or he puts him in the 9th inning, they're going to pitch at some point tonight, and 4 runs are being given up, whether it's the 6th inning or the 9th inning.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like, this is just the same problem. Like, you know, I think the Cubs are a perfect example of this because the Cubs are paying Craig Counsell to be, I think, the highest paid manager in baseball. And they have they won tonight, but they've lost 10 straight games. And the Brewers have beat them senseless ever since Counsell left. And so, like, at some point, you can't be like, why is the manager doing this? Well, everyone sucks. Everyone in the bullpen sucks. They've sucked all season. And it's the reason why we're not in the playoff spot right now. It's the only reason. This is a top five runs scored, top 5 starting pitching staff. I'm sure we'll get into Chandler, and Chandler was terrible tonight. Like, he was
correct,
infuriating to watch. But it's the same story. This is yet another game where the bullpen blows it. And 6 runs in the 7th inning, 6th inning, whichever one it is, I don't know. Like, 6th inning, like, it's just the same story. And it's a shame because unlike last year, this is a team that has the potential to go places, and every single right-handed bullpen arm is costing them a chance at something special.
I'm going to save my bullpen woes for later.
Okay.
Again, today was absolutely about the bullpen, but you brought it up. So let's transition there because it does start with Bubba Chandler. The reason that you have to go to your bullpen in the sixth is because Bubba Chandler has just not been a good pitcher. And it's ironic. I mean, I was on the last Bubba start. I think, was it you
It was
also?
us too. And I was defending him. I was like, yo, this might be a corner turn. And no, it's Groundhog Day all over again. It's the same start. Like, you want to talk about bullpen doing the same thing? We've talked about the same Bubba Chandler start like 10 times this season already.
Right. And like, that's what I want to say. It's like, I don't want to poo poo on the start, I said back then, because it was an effective start. He had a career high. This could be something to build on. But I told you then, like, I left that start not feeling that it was a turnaround. Like, it was really the same Bubba Chandler. It was just the Toronto Blue Jays were expanding the zone in quite a ways to allow him to be effective. It's the same Bubba Chandler. He has, Neil, he leads MLB with 36 walks. The second most is Luis Severino with 31. Like, he leads it by a large margin. Now, it's not as if that was the absolute reason why today that, this game escaped him. And again, it's still a winnable game. I mean, he went 5 innings, 4 earned runs, but he only lasts 5 innings. He starts off the game with a walk. Now, it was a big battle. It was a 10 pitch at bat, but starts it off with a walk. And he just has such a hard time finding the zone. And I know he keeps talking about, like, I got to stop pitching. I forget what he says, like a bitch. I think he says, I got to stop pitching like a bitch, and just go out there. That's not the problem. Like, I don't think that's truly the problem. He just has no command of his pitches.
Yeah. I mean, like, yes, it's only 2 walks, and that's good. And, like, was he an efficient pitcher from, like, the 3rd through the 5th inning? Yeah, I'd say so. But those first 2 innings, I mean, it's the same thing. And he was rocking like a 53% strike rate through 3 innings. Barely throwing more strikes than balls. And the 2 walks killed him. Like, that first inning is because he really has struggled to put guys away all season. I know he has 5 strikeouts. I don't care. He nibbles at the strike zone because he can't throw consistent strikes.
Can I
And
even push back on that a little bit too? Because the
sure.
reason I say that is, like, I've heard that also, and I don't even think it's truly like nibbling. Like he just
Mhm.
he can't throw it where he wants to throw it. Like, you're gonna throw that high fastball up in the zone and such, but that just goes 9 million different ways.
Unintentional nibbling, I'll say that. Like, I don't think he's attempting to do it. It's just kind of what happens where, like, you have a lot of stuff like just off the zone,
Right.
and a lot of stuff really off the zone. um, but no, I mean, I just think he can't get out of his own way. Those 2 walks in the first killed him. That play where he gets a weak ground ball, I think from Swanson, that he tries no, from Kelly, the catcher, and he tries the bare hand it instead of letting it go to Griffin for an easy out. And when he gave up that 4th run, when he had 2 outs and gave up 2 straight doubles to Swanson and PCA, who have not been good hitters this year. Like, it feels like everything that, like, every time he takes a step forward, because he did take a step forward this game, he immediately hands it back either because he can't find the zone or he gets hit at the very worst times. And I feel like it's a very consistent theme this year.
Very much. Just again, it was just 2 walks. Like, it wasn't like that was the reason again they lost, but a lot of hits. I mean, they had 8 hits in the 5 innings today, a high pitch count. Again, like, if he could have at least gone into the 6th, because that's all, I guess that's what I'm alluding to, is like, the stat line wasn't terrible. Like, Bubba Chandler didn't lose this game. I mean, it's still a winnable game. 4-5 is not good, right? But it's not as if that's an insurmountable lead that we're just completely out of it. So, like, him going another inning could have really helped things in this game, especially with this type of bullpen and Don Kelly, right? But he's not able to do so because he has such a high pitch count. Because, like you said, like, he just can't find the strike zone. I mean, how many times is it a 2-2 count or a 3-2 count? And, he might not end up being a walk because it ends up being a hit that time. But it's just like, I mean, the pitch count's just way too high. And that's just a theme for him. And I find, like you say, nibbling, and it's funny because like I felt like this was this other person's issue, but like the more I watch Bubba, and again, like I do think there's a maturity thing here. Like when
Yeah.
your pitching coach has to go out there in the middle of the first inning because of how you're acting out there on the mound.
Mm.
There certainly also is an emotional and a maturity thing here, but in a different way. I just find like Mitch Keller and Bubba, and I hope that's not the case because Bubba has this stuff, and I just pray it's not a situation where like it's going to take 2 or 3 years for like him to just collectively come together and grow as the
Mhm.
pitcher and be the guy that you need to be on that mound to be that dog. And that's what I'm saying. Like I don't see the pitcher of Mitch Keller, but I just see a situation like Mitch Keller where it's just like it's just gonna. And again, I hope not. And this is a hot take. This is way too early, but I'm just saying, like, I fear that Bubba's going to be this guy like Mitch Keller, where it's like you're writing him off in 3 years, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, there
Yeah.
it is. Or actually, Jim makes some like glass now. That's comparable as well. But same, I guess, situation. Like it's going to maybe take like 2 or 3 years, and I'm fearful that's going to be the case where it finally comes together for him.
Yeah. I just think, first of all, I mean, do the Pirates, I mean, I don't know how hot Ben Cherington's seat is, but like, do the Pirates even this year think they have the time to allow him to develop like that?
Well,
Like
no,
Skeen, the Skeens time is running out. Like I know it's something we don't want to think about, but we're already in year 3 of Paul Skeens. Like that clock is ticking. You only have so many years. You might lose one because of an impending lockout. Do you have the time to let him figure that out? And yeah, I mean, it really is just he gets in his own head. I mean, he
right?
was visibly unsettled in that first inning. I think from the get-go, that 10 pitch at bat with PCA walking just put him in a bad headspace. And even though he battled back, he struck out Bregman. He had a chance to get out of that inning with 2 walks, but no runs and to go on, and he gives up a single to Ian Happ, who hasn't been hitting at all for the past month.
Don't matter. He's at 280.
I get it's Ian Happ against the Pirates. I get that. I do. But the point being is like
Well, apparently you don't.
I I'm just saying he's been terrible this year. I know he homered later in the game too. And again, Ian Happ devil magic. But like the point being is that I don't know, like it really is a mental thing and he knows it's a mental thing. And so I just feel like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy this right. He knows he gets in his head easily and so he gets into his head and then it just keeps happening over and over and over again.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And like that 10 pitch at bat, like honestly, the thing is like that was good. I mean, just kudos at that point in time, like just kudos to the hitter.
No.
I mean, you end up
No.
walking him, but
We don't give kudos to the PCA. We don't do that
I
here.
I get it. But for Bubba's sake, like I mean, you battled. You end up walking him, but it took 10 pitches. I mean, you battled. It was a battle. You lost it. That's not one to just get completely down on. But that's what ends up happening in the first. And again, like you gotta find a way to control those emotions. But more importantly, that's why I say this. Most importantly, you don't have that issue if you're able to control your pitches. If you're able to command your pitches and throw them for strikes and know where they're going, he has all the talent in the world that he can blow by all these guys. He can be a stud pitcher if he's able to command them, and they don't have to worry about all the emotional stuff because you are cruising and you are a beast on the mound. And you're having more of the Toronto stuff because even though, again, right, the same issues I felt were still there, he was getting outs and
Mhm.
that boosts confidence. And now you're in a different mental state. And now you're like, I will attack you because I own you instead of being down on yourself all the time. Anyways,
Mhm.
we're getting very psychological here. Again, I'm just fearful that this becomes one of these situations where he has all the talent. And that's also why I say this, because like you don't give up on a Bubba because he does have this talent, right? Just like you didn't give up on Mitch Keller and look where he is today, right?
Yeah.
That's do they have the leash to keep? Well, I'll tell you this: if they have 4 studs in the rotation, then yes. If he's your number 5, then you can afford that. It's just the problem that he has here is he can be so much better. It just seems like you said, like he gets in his own way. And today, because of that, he was only allowed to last 5 innings, which goes to the problem that we really have, which is the bullpen.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, yeah, I do think eventually you have him ride this out. It probably is Majinski who takes the trip to the bullpen, even if he is a better starter than Bubba is right now. Because again, as you mentioned, we have a big bullpen issue that Carmen Majinski has a lot of experience, at least in our system, doing. But it's not a reason to be concerned. But if you want to do the Mitch Keller comp, if Bubba Chandler ends up like with a similar ERA and like the ability to pitch the amount of innings that Keller has, that's still a valuable baseball player. It'll be disappointing because he has ace potential, but like it would still be a valuable player in a place most pitchers never get to.
Sure.
Even if it takes 2 or 3 years.
And that's the thing. It's like there's so many that, Bubba's a bust. Bubba's not good. And I don't believe that. He has a thing. And that's simply why I just talk and make this Mitch comparison. Not that they're the same type of pitcher, but it's like there was a lot to like with Mitch too. It's just like, can you just get it together? And like that was a guy I didn't really want to give up on. And Bubba's a guy I'm not going to give up on either. And I don't think he's a bust and he's terrible. Like he can definitely be a good pitcher and he's still very young. He's still very early in his career. But it's just it's like the stuff that's the intangibles is kind of the issue right now to some level. So that's why I talk about that. But at any rate, yeah. Again, it started with him. He didn't help the team, but he certainly didn't lose it for this team. He does go 5, give up 4, like we mentioned, the 8 hits, the 2 walks, the 5 strikeouts. But because he only goes 5, they got to go into the 6th. It's a tied game. And that's where everything goes downhill. So I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Let's get Cody in here. Get this chat happy for a quick minute, and then we'll talk about that bullpen.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack hydration sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Joe mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar, brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way for you to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, and 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean label certified and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. The Ultimate Sampler Pack includes all 3. My personal favorites so far have been the almond butter chip and the iced tea lemonade hydration mix. It's just really full of flavor. I love starting my day with it, and I couldn't imagine starting my day with anything else other than IQ Bar products. Right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text MLB to 64,000. That's MLB 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
All right. So I want to ask you a question. Bubba Chandler's out. I want to put up the bullpen breakdown. Thanks to Ryan putting this out every day. So as you can see here, Brennan Bidwell pitched 25 pitches last night. Dennis Santana, 18, but he's been off 3 days before. I mean, he can go. Bidwell, probably not. Wilbert Dotel pitched 41 2 days ago. So the chances of Dotel and Bidwell pitching today are probably 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's the 6th inning. You need 12 outs. Who are you going with right here?
I mean, darn, I'd probably go Yohan Ramirez if I'm being honest.
Oh, okay. Well, he has a 10.13 ERA in the month of May and gave up 4 earned runs today.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's Don Kelly's fault. Why would you put in Yohan Ramirez? Why are you going to put your worst pitcher in? Okay, then go scratch him. Then who are you going with?
If I have to go with a good pitcher, we'll go Mason Montgomery.
Oh, okay. Well, he is a lefty, and I'll say he has been having a good 3.68 ERA in May. He's been doing fine. So, okay, that's fair. Now, I do want to say this. he was warming up. Now, the broadcast kind of made note of it. I don't know if is something happening with him?
No clue. Not a clue.
I mean, I'm not at the game. I am. So I'll say this. That's a good choice. That's a good choice. But the broadcast did mention how he was up and then he sat down. I don't know if he wasn't feeling right or something or whatnot. But okay, that's fair. So Montgomery. So 3 more innings. Who are you going with?
I mean, I'm just trying. It's kind of like counting down to not putting Justin Lawrence. I mean,
Justin Lawrence with a 5.87 ERA.
Yeah, I mean, just trying not to put him.
Immediately just walk the batter.
I mean, it would probably be Evan Sisk after that. It'd probably be Evan Sisk. Like that's Montgomery, Sisk.
Fair.
And then maybe
so another lefty. So we're just riding out lefty. So another lefty, and this lefty obviously start off his inning with a walk and a hit. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
and who's going to the 8th?
Oof. We'll do. I guess you have to choose one of Lawrence or Johan, so that's not a fun choice. Because you're probably saving Soto for the 9th. I guess you could run Santana out there again, but I mean Santana's
his 9.39 ERA in the month of May, who went up there and immediately hit the bat of his first pitch, and the second pitch was a wild pitch, and he has a hit, a walk, and then a strikeout finally to make the 1 out he had to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds like Don Kelly's just not pushing the right buttons. He's just not using this bullpen correctly. If he was just using them right and using the one guy for the 4 innings every time, they'd be fine.
Why would Derek Shelton do this?
That's different.
Okay.
That's the reason why I'm more pissed than anything is I'm sounding more like you, Neil.
Yeah.
That angers me.
It sucks that you have to admit that I'm right about this stuff, but it's true. Like the bullpen is a disaster right now. I mean, like the 2 guys you probably want to go to, Beddois and Dotel, aren't available because they went way they pitched a ton, and they're not even sure deals. Like they pitch so little that you don't know if they're reliable. They've looked good, but
and I'll say this: Dotel as a reliever, right? Not the starter that he was in AAA. Although as a starter, wasn't like he was giving up a lot of walks and stuff. He's throwing strikes majority of the time. But like as the reliever, he looks effective. And the thing is, like we know his stuff is pretty filthy. Had that splitter last year. Like the stuff is pretty sick. So as the reliever so far, but like you said, like he hasn't proven anything, but he's been relied upon. He was relied upon for 41 pitches. He's absolutely out. Brandon Beddois, could we like not put understanding this? Brandon Beddois also has 15 innings in AAA this year at a 7.20 ERA. In those 15 innings, he has 16 hits, 9 walks. He has a 14.7% barrel rate, 5%. So
impressive. That's
he's
really
walking everybody. And when people don't walk, they hit him, and they hit him very, very hard. So I'm sorry, that's supposed to be your answer? The guy who's getting hit hard and can't find the strike zone either in AAA? Now, I think he has nasty stuff too, but like I'm not putting stock into him right now. I'm not putting my faith into Brandon Beddois right now. He's to me also part of what we have here, a problem.
And it's weird because like the Pirates kind of need to act now to fix this bullpen because they keep costing the team games, and I don't know if they have they need to find their Dennis Santana of this year, and they need to find him soon because what is happening now just cannot stand. And to your point, Beddois was the reinforcements. Dotel and Beddois are pretty much the only guys you're going to be able to come up, and you are praying that one of Chandler or Jones or Majinski come in and be nails in that bullpen. But even if you get beyond the middle relief, the closing situation hasn't been all that impressive either. It's just a mess all the way down. I mean, Santana's been terrible. What did we say? He has a 12 ERA in May?
9.39.
9.39. It's just a mess. and we're going to keep losing games.
And that's just, again, because we're not counting the end of April. I mean, it's since April 27th, I think it's 11.39. So it's gotten better in the month of May.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been bad for a month now. Like basically for a month, he has like over a 11 ERA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we lost our magic touch. Lawrence was good last year. Madsen looked pretty good last year. All of these guys we depended on last year are pretty bad. And it's a shame because I feel like we get, if, there were a lot of bad stuff we said about Ben Sherrington. The bullpen was like the one place we gave him a lot of credit.
Mm-hmm.
And now this year it's the complete opposite. So. Yeah, no, he earned it.
Doesn't mean it's wrong now, but for this year it is.
So I like that exercise. I think it gives us a good idea of like, it's so easy to be armchair manager. And then you look at the stats of all these guys and you're like, well, crap. Like this is a terrible decision I have to make.
That's just, I think, why I'm more heated tonight than anything is for the fact that there's just so many fingers being pointed at so many incorrect directions. You can be the manager. I could be the manager. Don Mattingly could be the manager. Joe Torre could be the manager. Jim Leland could be the manager. They have to have these pitchers be in their bullpen. They can't change that. They're there. They have to. Who are they putting in and making them pitch better than what they're doing now? Like, is they magically making Dennis Santana a better pitcher? Like, these guys have to pitch.
That they do. Unfortunately, the manager cannot throw the ball for them as much as we pretend that they can. That said, I do kind of want to go a little bit positive because I saw Jim tweet this out. And Brandon Lowe, I think not only by impact, but by WAR, is like the best acquisition any team has made this season. And he pulled us back into this game, man. Like I was, I was almost ready to like turn the game off because I knew, we're going to talk about Chandler. It's going to be a blowout. And man, is Brandon Lowe such a special player.
He really is. And it just sucks because of how this game went. And again, exposing the real issue. And at the end of the day, right, there's still 2 games above 500. But stop blaming so many wrong people. So I'll end it there. To move on to Brandon Lowe, he's been incredible. Just absolutely incredible. It's what is 14th home run today?
Yeah, something like
we
that.
We keep joking, right? Jim gave Tyler and I that over and under. I think it was like 21 or 22, 23, something like that home runs. And
what a joke.
Debate, and we took the under. I was like, it's a very good number. He's probably going to hit right around there. Man, he needs like a 3-month IL stint for us to win that one.
I mean, yeah, the IL stint.
And I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, but I know he is a limited player in terms of his lefty ability, but he's hitting homers off lefties, and quite frankly, he needs the break. So I'm okay if he doesn't play all that much against lefties, because if he's just going to be like the best, he's going to be hitting like Aaron Judge against righties. I do not care if he doesn't play a single game against lefties. He's already proved his worth, and you're getting that rest for him.
Let me just say, a lot of this came from the Cubs game yesterday when he started versus lefty, and of course, like he had the home like you mentioned, but like it's a 90 weighted runs created plus against lefties. So it's like 90, or it's around a 90, give or take some. Like that doesn't hurt you in the sense of like if your weakness is the lefty, and you have a 90 weighted runs created plus against the lefty, and you can have any moment hit a bomb the way he has. And again, like I think this is a very much underrated aspect of his game, and he showed it today also. His defense has been good.
Yeah. Incredible defense.
Yeah. So like that's also value that you're getting there that, I'm sorry, but he's had a fine year. This isn't to down and poo-poo him also, but Nick Gonzales has had his interesting plays at any part of the diamond. Brandon Lowe has given you really good defense. So it's like if you're going to get 10% below average offense to have him in there, and it's still Brandon Lowe, right? Eventually when that ready comes up and you have Aaron Judge in your lineup still, like that's more reason why I don't care for him sitting so
Yeah.
much against lefties. So absolutely, again, yes, correct. Kudos to Brendan Lowe. He's had a tremendous season.
But speaking of, I mean, one thing I will blame the manager for is what on earth is Nick Gonzales doing batting cleanup? In what universe is Nick Gonzales your cleanup hitter? His OPS is now under 700. And he has 0 home runs on the year. What are we doing there?
And following him is Konnor and O'Neil, which it's like, yeah, maybe them two should be a little higher in the lineup than
I
Nick
think so.
Gonzales. Because it's funny because it's Nick Gonzales and then O'Neil, Konnor, and then Marcell, which just means O'Neil and Konnor aren't scoring.
I mean, Nick Gonzales is a better cleanup hitter.
So it's
at
like
this point
why
in
they
time than
smashed in
Marcell's
between
doing
those two. I don't know.
that.
Yeah.
Oh man, like, can you believe we got half an hour? The Pirates lost, and we haven't even touched on Marcell Ozuna being worthless.
On the day Kutch gets DFA'd.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I mean, that would be quite the twist if Kutch came back because Ozuna continued to be terrible.
I don't want to talk about the yet. I'm not ready. I'm not over this
fair.
bullpen.
No,
But-
it's a terrible bullpen.
Yeah. I mean, Cruz struck out 3 times. Like we talk about this, but he did himself any service today. He goes 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Konnor Griffin did have the home run today. So Konnor hit his 4th home run. That was a big home run. You know, we talked about Brendan Lowe earlier. He tied the game with a 3-run shot. I mean, the Pirates were down 3-0. He hits that home run. It's a tied ball game. Immediately, Bubba Chandler gives up a run. Cubs are up 4-0. And then immediately the Pirates bounce back again. And Konnor Griffin hits his own home run, makes it a 4-4 ball game. So again, like I said, at the end of the day, Bubba didn't start off the tone. Like, he didn't set the tone in a good direction, but it's not as if he tried to let this game go. I mean, when he leaves, it's a 4-4 ball game. Pirates were able to respond. That was something too. It's like they're down 0-3. Are they going to have enough to come back? And they did. They did twice. But then when you go down 10-4, well, over out.
Yeah. I don't know. What I will say is, and what an impressive piece of opposite field power by Griffin. I mean, that was the way he was able to turn on that ball and still drive it that far. Really impressive play. Really impressive home run. Love to see him develop. Kid's going to be a star. And as opposed for our $12 million DH, Rowdy Tellez had people chanting his name by the end of July when he was here. So who knows? Maybe we could have the same. Maybe Ozuna will have his Mets series.
Ozuna needs the Rowdy turnaround in such a bad way. Marcell, call dad. I'm going to say it for Tyler. Call dad. Call dad. Dad always knows. Fix your swing. Stop hacking at everything with that terrible golf ball swing.
It's been ages since we've had salmon. So
they come every once in a while. Anyways, anything else you want to talk about here?
No, I want to forget this game ever happened.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't forget it ever happened. Hey, the Pirates have at least tied the series. Coming into this game, you're hoping that they could win this series. That would be huge. Not that they can't. Today clearly wasn't going to happen. This is now with the Pirates now 0-7 in Bubba starts. Also now, they've lost 7 straight Bubba starts. I'll phrase it that way. I think it's 7 now because I think Toronto was 6.
Yeah, that's rough. Not entirely his fault, but that's rough.
So tomorrow, Paul Skeens takes the mound. According to FanDuel, Pirates are minus 174. Paul Skeens is pretty. He's owned the Cubs. His very first career start came against the Cubs, and that was a weird outing. But even with that, he's He's done well against the Cubs, and they could win. They could win the series tomorrow with Paul. Now Paul's coming off back-to-back. Not so much Paul Skeens type starts. So it'll be nice to see how he responds this one. If he comes through clutch, Pirates take 3 out of 4. Hey, still sitting pretty.
Yep. And, there's a reason most teams don't go on 10-game losing streaks. It's hard to lose that many games in a row. Maybe the Cubs were just due.
That's all. No, it was the bullpen. So anyways, June 13th, our live tailgate. You guys can have your tryout for the bullpen. We'll be live on the field after the game playing catch, air quotes, trying out for the bullpen. But no, get your tickets. They're in the description. Again, $10 preloaded value that comes on top of them. Awesome stuff. And outside of that, we'll be back again tomorrow after the Paul Skeens Shove Fest, hopefully.
Can't wait.
So, with that said, we'll see you guys later. We appreciate y'all. Bye-bye.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.